my name is Danielle, and if this is your first time at my channel, then hello, how you doing? And if this is not, then hello, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a practice kind of run of what my makeup's gonna look like for my baby shower. As you can see, we've got a lot of things for baby girl. For the baby shower, we are doing a virtual baby shower because we are, being as responsible as I believe any parent should during COVID. So the safest way to have a baby shower and get to celebrate baby girl is through having a virtual shower. So I didn't plan it completely. I had a wonderful, amazing host who's one of my dear, dear friends who planned it, and let me just tell you, it is so nice having somebody else do the mental load of planning a party, because it is no joke. Also, do y'all like my hair? I got a headband wig because I'm pregnant and I'm sick of doing my hair, and so I'm obsessed with it though. I love this vibe. I feel like I'm giving it's Black History Month too, so I feel like I'm just giving fight the power vibes right now. But okay, let's go ahead and get started. This is just to get ready with me, and also I'm just wanting to test out what I have envisioned in my head, because since I'm home all the time, I have not, and I mean have not, done my makeup in so long that I think the last time I really did my makeup, it was for the gender reveal. So I'm very nervous. I also need to pluck my eyebrows. For Christmas, Brent got me these wax strips, and I hadn't used that particular brand, so I'm kind of scared to try them. But I used to wax my own eyebrows before. I just got lazy because I ran out of my package of strips, and so I ended up just plucking them, which is such a draining process. Yeah, so I'm so sorry that I've been AWOL for a minute. I was going through it, just crazy exhausted, and it was so rough. I felt so mentally just drained, and so I would know okay, I need to film, and then I'd know what I wanted to film, and I still just couldn't bring myself to film. So I just took a little break because I want to film stuff because I want to film stuff, and not because I have to film stuff, because this is for fun. And yeah, so let's get into the virtual shower. So I am planning, emphasis on planning, to record it. I'm so excited for it. I actually got inspo for them from, I literally just looked up virtual shower because I was so bummed because it's our first baby. There's so much that you miss out on with COVID and pregnancy together. I feel like it would have been a completely different experience had we not been in a pandemic. But that being said, also our baby shower would be different. So I kind of like this setup of the virtual because I am pretty shy in situations where I would be the focus of attention. It gives me anxiety knowing that it's everybody's here for you, they are looking at you, instead of an environment where everybody's kind of chill. What we did was we sent out normal baby shower cards like you would for any other baby shower, but in it had the Zoom link, and it also had a suggested menu, basically my favorite snacks kind of deal. So if you wanted to have some snacks with you, the suggested color is pink because we are having a baby girl, and I love pink, so I was never intending on a gender neutral color once I found out I was having a girl. If I had a boy, then I would have done a gender neutral color because I'm not a big fan of blue. with the baby shower, so we sent the Zoom link, then it also had the suggested menu, and it also had my registry. So on there it had when to send the gifts by. Okay, sorry, I completely forgot my beauty blender in the bathroom because pregnancy brain. But basically what I was saying was that we had on there my registry, and then if you wanted the presents opened on camera, to send the gifts by a certain day so that they would get here on time. And so that's why we have all these gifts sitting here unopened, because I'm opening them on camera for my friends and family who sent things for baby girl. And that's basically it, but you'll see the full scope of things next week. And so that brings me to video about the election. We planned on it, and then life just got in the way. We've been doing so many things with baby classes. We started our first baby class. It was so awesome. I'm gonna add a clip here of a labor technique that we were being taught.
Okay, do your little
All right,
thing.
the next one. How's that feel?
It was so fun. It was so cute. I'm just obsessed with that class. I love classes about like things that obviously are gonna affect me like that. Like everything. I want to know everything there is to know about labor, because I just want to be really informed when I'm going, because that helps me to feel very calm. Speaking of informed, I also don't know if you guys know, but we have always said that once our lease is up here, our goal is to move to another state. That's always what we've wanted to do. Is just, we were born and raised here in Texas, and we've always wanted to get out. With COVID and everything, when we first booked our baby moon, it was safe and it was okay for us to go to Mexico. So we had booked it. We literally were planning to still go, and randomly things just started to get in the way. So the first thing that happened was that I couldn't, my passport was not active, because my name wasn't changed on it. So I forgot, completely brain farted, the fact that I needed to change my passport name once I got married. So fun fact, if you're not married and you are like, oh, I'll do all this stuff later, I'll remember. No, once you do your social and you do your driver's license, go ahead and do the rest of it, because you'll only remember when it's the most inconvenient time. And it was the most inconvenient time. I literally, because I'm pregnant, I would randomly have the thought oh yeah, I need to get a new passport, and then I would forget again. And then eventually I was like, oh crap, I literally am going out of the country in a month, and my passport does not match my ID or my social or anything. And there are ways around it, but I'm just an anxious girl, and so I was like, this cannot be happening. And then on top of that, CDC changed because of the craziness that is the world that we're living in. You have to get a COVID test when you are here before you go, which was what we had originally planned on. And then you also have to get one there and prove that you have a negative result to fly back. So if you catch COVID, God forbid, in another country, you are trapped in that country until you have a negative result. And that was terrifying for me, being 30 weeks pregnant. I can't afford to get trapped in another country. And so we just decided to do something a little different. So we decided, let's not waste this time. We took the time off. We'll move our flights around, and what we're gonna do instead is go to a state that we have always kind of thought would be, or that we've been recently thinking that may be our state that we want to move to. So I'm gonna keep it a little bit hush hush until we go. I will be filming that trip. I don't know what all we've got planned. We still need to sit down and talk about like our day-to-day plan. But it is going to be around Valentine's Day, so we're going to do something romantic at least once on that trip. But we're also going to be seeing the state and scoping it out and seeing if that's what we want to do. I did a full-blown research project over states and what state we wanted to move to. If you know me, you know I'm a school girl. Like as soon as I got done with my undergrad, basically after I got married and everything, I took like basically a semester break and then went straight into my master's. And like I just always like to be learning, and so whenever it comes to making big decisions, I'm very much like, okay, I need to know everything before I jump, because I like to be as informed as possible. And so what I did was I analyzed different data about each state. So like the US News, they do state rankings, and they have like a lot of information for like schooling, housing, affordability, cost of living, X, Y, and Z. And so I would take that information and go like state by state and kind of figure out like compare them to Texas, because my goal wasn't to end up in like what US News says is like the best state. I was wanting to find the best state for us. And so that's another important thing when you're looking at this. Like also make sure you're looking for what's the best state for you, for your family, like because the best state on the list may not have great pre-K through 12 schools, and that's really important to you. Like it is extremely important to me. I live in Texas, where pre-K through 12 schools are ranked 33rd in the country. So that was not something that I wanted for my kids. Both Brent and I went to private school first, and then we went to public school. So we know the huge difference between public and private school. And I personally, if I don't have to, don't want to have to pay for my child to get a quality education. I feel like that is something that, you know, should be accessible to everybody, regardless of their social economical status. That's just me, you know, everybody has their own opinions. But I think I'm gonna do gold. No, my earrings are gold, but my dress obviously is pink, which I love pairing with like rose gold kind of vibes. So I'm gonna do this one, which is a happy medium. I might change these to my rose gold ones, just to stay on brand. But yeah, so I did a full-blown like research project to pick our state. And so if you would like to see like how I did that, like what I analyzed to pick the state that we're going to go visit, and that we are thinking that we are going to end up at, then let me know in the comments down below. I'm more than happy to share my research like story with you, just not to say so that you can end up in the same place that we do, but in the sense of you'll know what's important to you, how to analyze that, how to average it out, and how to look at it against the state that you're currently in, on if that's a state that you want to stay in long term. And once I analyzed all the data, it just really, the only reason that would have justified us staying in Texas was our family. And you know, for some people that's a huge thing. You know, obviously you want to be near your family. We're having a baby, so you would think that we would be like, above all else, we need to stay close to family. But our family situation is a little bit different, so we aren't as tied to Texas as we would be if we had like a different dynamic. If you've watched like my past videos, you know my personal relationship with my mother. If you watch my testimony videos, so like my dad, I'm close to my dad, and I'm convinced that I'll be able to convince him eventually to move to another state, especially if I get like my grandparents to go. And I've been like pitching my grandma on other states for a long time. I'm like, Granny, you know you want to travel, you know all these things. Texas is too hot, and it's just gonna keep getting hot, and hot isn't good for you, Granny, remember? And she's like, you know what, you're right. And so I'm hoping that she will convince my grandpa, and then like we'll just do like a full-blown family move up to another state, and that would be so awesome, like so freaking awesome. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at. We want best for us, and sometimes that isn't being in the same state as your family members. And if it is for you, then there's nothing wrong with that either. But yeah, everybody's different on what they are and aren't comfortable with, who they are and aren't comfortable with around their children. And that's just that on that. But where is my necklace lipstick? Okay. But yeah, so that's not shade or anything like that. I mean, I guess it can be taken as shade, but we were gonna move regardless. How often we come back and visit people depends on other things. Often. We haven't really talked about how often we plan on coming back to Texas. But yeah, so basically, in long story short, after analyzing the data of other states, we came to the conclusion that Texas did not serve us long term, and that there is another state, plenty of other states, but specifically another state that we think that we will be happier in. And that's not to discourage anybody. If you watch my videos and you don't live in Texas and you're always like, oh my gosh, I always wanted to live in Texas or something like that, like, you may love it. This may be your place, it's just not my place, and that's okay, because everybody's different. I don't know how I feel about these lips. Maybe it's because I haven't put anything on them in so long, but it always like throws me off when I see my lips done. I'm like, what is going on? Whenever I look at baby girl's picture, if that's another thing, have y'all noticed that I have not said her name? I've had to edit her name out of so many like videos, because I want to do like a name reveal, and so I can't do that if I just say her name in a random clip. But yeah, so leave a comment down below what you think her name is. That'll be another funny one. But yeah, so I haven't shared her name. I'm so excited for you guys to hear her name though. But once she's here, then I will share her name. I feel better knowing that like that's something that I get to keep for myself until she's here. But yeah, if you look on any of my social media, you should follow my other social media. I feel like each social media platform captures like a different aspect of me. But yeah, so if you haven't, go check it out. But yeah, I have not said her name on any of those platforms either. I always try and keep it quiet just because it's too personal having somebody know your baby's name. I feel like personally, it's so weird all the things that happen to you as a person whenever you become like a mom, because like things that I would have never been like, oh, that's weird, like I'm not doing that, I don't want to expose her in that way. I would have never thought before I was pregnant. Now that I'm pregnant, I'm like, I must protect her at all costs from anybody, from anything, from any platform. Like, I just need her to just be her, and I don't want people like to, I don't know, I just don't want to give them too much access to her. Anyway, that's why y'all don't know her name yet, but you will. Once she's born, then you will know her name. And I plan on doing a labor vlog. I haven't quite figured out the logistics of it, on how I want to do it. I'm adding more blush because I'm a blush queen. I love me some blush. But yeah, like I'm so excited for labor. Labor is the thing that I'm most excited for in this whole process, and I feel like that always catches people off guard. They're like, what the heck-a-roni? Like, most people are terrified, and I'm just like, I mean, if I die, I die, but like, I'm so excited to like get this close to meeting her. Like, I'm not as concerned about pain. Like, I know that the feelings from what I've heard are really intense, and and that's something that I'm like going into it with full open eyes. Like I'm not going into it like, oh, this is gonna be a cakewalk, just gonna pop her out. Like no, I'm like, okay, so this is gonna be difficult. It's gonna be something challenging, but like my doula says, you can do hard things, and I'm just so excited for that part of the journey. Being like looking her in her eyes for the first time and getting to see her and who she is, and just I can't wait to pray with her. Like that's something I just really want to do, is like when she's here, just pray with her and pray over her. I've been praying over her so much. But I just know she's gonna be a little world changer. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a bit rambly. It was a lot of updates since I have been gone for so long. I hope that you like this look. I might do a little bit more with my eyeshadow, and obviously my eyebrows are gonna look a little different because I'm gonna wax them. But this is basically what it is that I'm going to be doing. I think it looks good. I think it'll look good, especially on camera for like Zoom. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like, leave a comment down below on what you think my baby's name is going to be, and also where you think that we're moving. And don't forget to give this video a like and share, and I'll see you next Friday with my baby shower. Bye guys.